Anybody? Anybody not interested? All right, I hope y'all enjoyed y'all Valentine's Day. All right, we're going to do this on 3 on me. 1, 2, 3. Woo! All right, I am not scared of tests because I'm confident. I am confident because I know the material. All right, who would like to read the quote of the day? Go ahead.
Learning without wisdom is a load of books on a donkey's back.
Very good. If you don't have no wisdom along with your learning, it's like a load of books on a donkey's back. They're just as useless. Okay? So make sure you get wisdom, the ability to apply the knowledge that you learn. And that's by Zora Neale Hurston. She was an author and a poet. She wrote Their Eyes Was Watching God. That's her most famous book. She lied. She was from Edenville, Florida. This is her. All right. And she lied about how old she was. She said she was older than she was. I mean, younger than she was, so she could get in high school. Okay, because she had already aged out. And so she lied to get into high school. She ends up going to high school and going to Howard University. And then she begins to be a poet and an author. She was part of the Harlem Renaissance, which was a time where there's a lot of poetry and writing and stuff in Harlem, New York. The sad thing about her life was, well, let me say something else. She was from Eatonville, Florida. Eatonville is around the Orlando area. It's still in existence. It was one of the black settlements that happened after the Civil War, to where it was black people getting together, making money, doing what they need to do. Most of these things were kind of eradicated by the 40s because of racism and different terrorism, American domestic terrorism, usually by poor whites, and they attacked them and they eradicate their cities. Okay, but she wrote that. The sad thing about her life was she died broke. She died broke because people will make money off of you and not pay you. And so she didn't do her business like she should have, and so she didn't get paid off of her books and things like that, like she should have got paid. Okay, so she died broke in Fort Pierce, Florida. Okay, but the good thing is now we're talking about it. People again, she had fans and stuff that helped make a museum about her and things like that after she died, posthumously. But she didn't get a lot of recognition because you got to do your business correctly. All right? All right, so let's take your notebook out. Let's take the work out. All right? And let's get started. All right? Let's get started. All right? So, let's go to slope formula. All right, now what's slope formula?
Y equals mx plus b.
That's not slope formula. What's slope formula? I need y'all to stop talking. Y'all give me 1 second. All right, I need y'all to stop talking. Okay, so what is slope formula? Y2 minus y1 over x2 minus x. That's slope formula. Okay, now what's slope intercept formula? Y equals what? Y equals mx plus what? D. Which paper you get back? The test? Which one you got back? The review? Okay. Did you not turn the test back in? Oh, okay. That's what happened? Okay. Now, what's standard form? No, standard form. What's that?
Y minus y1
plus by equals c.
Very good. AX plus BY equals C. All right. And what is point slope? Y minus what?
Y1 is equal to M times X minus
mx minus x1. Okay? That's the first thing you should have put down. If you don't have that, you're wrong.
Can I write on the test? Yeah. Or do I have to write on
Yes, you can write on the test.
Hey, why you need check stuff all like stuff like that?
Okay, you can look at your test now and see what you got wrong. We're going over. Okay?
I didn't get nothing.
Man, I didn't think it was funny to smile at you. Okay? Now, so we write this linear equation in slope-intercept form, right? So for the first one, they gave you a slope and they gave you intercept, right? Number 5, correct? So it should be pretty simple and self-explanatory, right? All right, so we got y equals what? Well, first of all, slope-intercept is y equals mx plus b, right? B is your y-intercept, and what's m? Slope. So, okay, so y equals, they give you a slope, so 2/3 x minus 1. Okay. Alright, so what we got for number 2, they gave you the y-intercept and the slope again. So the slope is -1, so do y minus x plus 8. Or you can say, alright, or you can say -1x plus 8. It doesn't matter. That's correct. Okay. Alright, now, for number 7, they didn't give you your slope. You got to figure your slope out, right? So your slope for number 7 is what? Not 4/6. 6 over what? What kind of 6? -6/4. All right, so what we turn, that's our slope, right? So what we turn that 6/4 into? Not 2/3, but what? 3/2. No, excuse me. 2/3, you right. No, 3/2. Because it's 6/4. And you use your greatest common factor, which is 2. So it'd be 3/2 negative. Alright, now, and so what's your y-intercept? What's your y-intercept? Remember, your y-intercept is on this line. The y-intercept will be on this line. So your y-intercept is -4, right? So we got our slope, right? And we got our y-intercept, right? So we can say y equals -3/2 x is going to be +4 or -4?
No money.
-4. Okay. I got what? Okay. Scared money don't make money now. All right, what's the y-intercept this time? For number 8, what's the y-intercept? Why y'all scared? Because it don't look like the rest of them. Well, number 8 is right here, right? So what that mean when it's dead snap in the middle? 0. So our y-intercept is what? So what's your slope? How we figure that out? Very simple. You go up what? 5. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, and over 1. So your slope is just what? 5, right? So your y, it'll be y equals 5x. You don't have to put nothing else because there's no slope. I mean, there's no y-intercept. It's a slope, but there's no y-intercept. Okay? All right. Now, for number 9. Now this time, it's in what form? Standard form, right? So all we do in standard form is solve for y, correct? So you're solving for y, right? Remember, like I told y'all before, if I see them phones, if you play with your phone, you don't get the bonus points that come to them. Okay? Now, I ain't gonna say nothing to you, I'm just watching the whole class. You know, you calculate these little numbers.
No, I'm trying to do my calculator for the negative thing.
It's all right.
Come on, bro.
All right, so I subtract 2x. 8y equals 16 minus 2x, right? So what I do with 8, I divide the whole thing by what? No, what I divide the whole thing by? I divide the whole thing by 8, right? Right? And so that gives me what? Y equals, what's 16 divided by 8? 2 minus 2 over 8x. What do 2 over 8x turn to? No, what do 2 over 8x turn to? 1 over 4. So I can erase this and put minus 1 over 4x. Now, really all I gotta do, I don't have to reinvent the wheel, because remember, x minus y will equal negative y plus x, right? So now, all I do now is put the 1/4 in front by saying what? Y equals 1/4, negative 1/4 x plus what? 2. Save yourself a trip. Negative 1/4 x plus 2. Save yourself a trip. Okay? Save yourself a trip, though. All right, now, erase this. I want this out the way. Y'all can see this a little better. All right, so we do the same thing here, right? We subtract 3x from both sides, correct? And if you want to, you can just go and put it in the form you want to be. Y equals negative 3x plus 5. All right? So what to do next is divide by what? What's in front of that y?
Wow. 1.
What kind of 1? Negative 1, right? Y equals 3x minus 5. Cool. Okay. Now this time, for number 11, they give you a point and they give you a what?
Slope.
They give you a point and they give you a what? Slope, right? So now we write it in what form? Point, slope, what? Form. What's point, slope, form? Y minus what? Y minus what? What's Y1? What's Y1? What would be Y in this situation? 4. So Y minus 4 would be what? Equal to negative 2. And what I put inside parentheses? Not 1 minus x, but what?
X minus 2.
X minus what? 1. Okay? Not really, it shouldn't be. You know what x is, you know what y is, you know what the formula is, to be able to do it right. Remember, if you know the process, the product won't be in question. Okay? Learn the processes in life. Then you won't have to worry about products. Okay? Now, so the first thing I do to solve this is to distribute, correct? So I distribute that negative 2 and what I end up getting? Y minus 4 equals what? No, you don't.
No, what was you talking about?
What I distribute that negative 2, what I end up with?
Negative 2. Positive 2.
Negative 2x
Plus 1.
plus what?
Wait.
Plus 1.
Negative 2x, and I multiply negative 2 times negative 1, what I get?
Plus
Positive 2.
Positive 2, that's correct.
I just said that.
All right, now, all right, y'all, all right. Now the next thing is what? We add what to both sides?
2.
No, we don't.
4.
We add 4 to both sides. So you end up with what? Y equals negative 2x plus 6. Y'all stop talking and focus. Y equals negative 2x plus 6. Okay? Alright, now for number 12, we do the same thing, right? So it'll be y minus what? Minus 6 equals what? Negative 3 over 4 x. Is it minus 4 or plus 4?
Minus. That's a negative 4.
So what that turns to?
Positive.
There we go. And so what we end up with is y minus 6 equals negative 3 over 4 x plus minus 12 over 4. So what that turned to? What 12 over 4 turned to? Because this negative 3/4 times 4 over 1 equals 12 over 4. What that 12 over 4 turned to? 3. Okay? So it'll be minus 3. Right? And now all I would do with that 6 is I would what to 6? Add it. And what that turned to?
Y equals negative 3/4 plus 3.
Negative 3/4 x plus 3. Okay? Now it's very simple. That's why some of y'all seeing what y'all got wrong. Okay? Now for 13 and 14, they give you 2 points, correct? Right? They give you 2 points. Right? So the first thing I gotta do is find my what? But to put it in point slope form, I gotta find the what? I gotta find the slope, right?
Yeah.
Alright? Now I'm gonna remind y'all one more time. If you're doing anything but what I tell you to do, you're gonna not get your points.
You said it's
Okay.
on the phone, all them will work.
No, I'm talking about if you doing a hit dog or holler, you doing anything I ain't telling you to do, you get not get your points. Okay? Now, so 13, let's find the slope first. How we find the slope? Remember, y2 minus y1 over x2 minus x1, right? Alright, so what we got here? 1 minus negative 11, right? Over what? Negative 2 minus negative 5. Right? And what that turned to?
3.
12 over what?
3.
3, which turns to what?
4.
4. So what's our slope?
4.
4.
Yeah, I'm in that negative. You see what I'm saying? Yeah.
Okay, so that turned to 4. How what?
How can it to a positive 12?
Because 1 and 1, when you subtract a negative, it turns what? It turns positive. So our slope is 4. So I can erase this, but we know our slope is 4. Alright, now we can rewrite this, right? And I always use the smallest one because it make it faster. So it'll be y minus 1 equals 4x plus 2. Why would I put plus 2 instead of minus 2? Because it's a what? It's a negative, right? Very good. So y minus 1 equals 4x plus 8, right? Alright, and then I take that 1 and I do what?
Y equals 4x plus 9.
Add it, right? Y equals 4x plus 9. Even if you did, remember, even if you do both points, it's going to equal the same thing. I can guarantee it because it's the same line. So the same formula, I don't care how many points, I don't care if you get another point on that line, the same point is going to equal the same formula. Okay? Now the last one, you do the same thing, right? Negative 8 minus 7. Negative 6 minus negative 3. That equals negative 15 over 9. Now do not get this part wrong. Right? What I got to do 15 over 9?
Simplify.
Simplify. What that turn to?
Negative 5 over 3.
5 over 3. Make sure you simplify. Make sure you simplify. That's very important. Yes. No. Now, so we got negative 5 over 3 is our slope, right? So all we do now is substitute it in. Okay? So we got y minus 7 equals negative 5 over 3 x plus 3. Okay? Y minus 7 equals negative 5 over 3 x, and then you combine like terms, right? Alright? I mean, you multiply, so what's negative 5 over 3 times 3 over 1? And why not put that 1 under that 3? Because every time you see a whole number, there's an invisible what under it? 1. Okay? So we got negative 15
Over 9.
over no
3.
3. And that turns to what? Negative what?
5.
Now what I do? Add 7, right?
Y equals
Y equals negative 5 over 3 x plus 2. So y'all write this down. Now, how many of y'all understanding what you did wrong? Alright, how many of y'all were real close, right? Now, how many of y'all did way off? Okay, well, we said what we did wrong, so we learn how to do it. That's why also I put this video up here so you can kind of learn what you're doing.
That's a thing.
Where?
Yeah, for thing.
5 over 3. Okay, negative 5 over 3. Alright, you ready to go down? Alright, this is the easiest way to solve this, right? Now you can put these, go through and put all these in slope intercept form. You can. Take too much time, but you can if you want to. Or you can take this point right here. Well, what is this point right here? What is that point right here? Y'all know? Just use count over. What would be the x value?
0.
No. This is the origin right here. How many over is it from the origin? 2. So x is 2, right? And what is y?
1.
What kind of 1?
Negative 1.
Negative 1. So this is your point right here, right? So all you do now is substitute these numbers into these equations. You don't gotta be the smartest tool in the shed, right? So we substitute this 2 in here, so it'll be, let's do A. 2 and 2 plus 2 times negative 1. Alright? So what 2 times negative 1 turn to?
Negative 2.
Negative 2. So 2 plus negative 2 equals what?
Negative 4.
2 plus negative 2?
Negative 2.
Positive 4.
Wait, say it again.
2 plus negative 2.
0.
0. So is A correct?
No.
It's not A. So then if it's not A, then obviously it's not what either?
B.
B. Now you got 2 other choices left, right?
C.
Right? Okay, so now you say it's C. Let's see. 2 times 2 plus negative 1. So what's 2 times 2?
4.
What's 4 plus negative 1? 3. So what's the answer?
C.
C. Do I gotta keep going?
No.
No. Okay, now this real easy too. What is this point right here? Don't worry about this one, but what's this one? 5 and what?
5 over 5.
No, 5. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. And how many you going up? 1, 2, 3, 4. So 5 and 4, right? Now this is really easy, right? So what one, if you substitute 5 and 4 in, what's going to be right?
D.
Huh?
D.
D. That's correct. Because 5 minus 4 equals what?
1.
1. You don't have to be a genius to do this. Y'all smart enough to do this. Okay? Any questions? Okay? I used to hate the feeling when I was a student. Well, the teacher work it out, you be like, oh man, I knew that. Because it's not like I did not teach it. I taught it, but you gotta go home and practice. It's just like you on the football team, right? Right? Don't, if you want to play, don't you go home and practice? Like right now in the off season, you're a football player, right? You just sitting there practicing basketball, football? No, you going home and you practicing football, right? You working on your routes, you backpedaling, you doing this, you doing that. The same thing you apply or band, you practicing your instrument. You're not just sitting home because you're trying to get better. Math works the same way, just practice. Okay? Some of y'all know how to do haircuts, y'all just practice. Your barber is a barber that's good because they what? Practice. They used to skin people up when they first started cutting hair, mess people's edges up, and then eventually they started practicing and got good. It's the same thing with math. Now remember with these word problems, how do we find the slope? What three-letter word we use to find the slope?
You know what, 3-letter word?
Yeah. Read the problem. All right, it calls what? What is it? Per. What three-letter word we use to find the slope? Per. Cool. So it costs $3.50 to rent a room for a party. You also hire a caterer. The caterer charges what? $8.75 what? Per. Right? So we got per. 1 second. Person. Right? And solve a linear equation inviting 50 people. Yes.
Alright, so like when it's practice and it's like over 0, right? What does that mean? If it was like 2 over 0.
It's just 0. Anything over 0 is 0. Anything under 0 is undefined. Because you can't divide 0 by anything. Okay? So now, we know our slope is 875, right? Do we know our y-intercept?
No.
Yes, we do.
50. Right?
Is it 50 or is it 350?
50.
It's 50.
How many of y'all say 50? The answer is 350. Why is 350 your y-intercept? Read the problem again. Don't give up. Read the problem again. Read the problem again. And you tell me why 350 is your y-intercept. Because no matter how many people come to the party or what you do, guess how much you're going to pay regardless? How much you going to pay regardless? So why is 350 your y-intercept? Because it's the amount you're going to have to pay what? Regardless. Okay? So you got, how we write this up, y'all? Y equals what? What's your slope? No. What's your slope?
875.
So 875x, right?
Yes.
Plus what? Plus 350. Now the rest of it pretty simple, ain't it? What they asked you.
Right, so it says on the total cost of 150 people
So where I put that 50 at?
by 8. What do you need?
875.
Well, I put, well, 875 or what the x is. That's correct. So we say y equals 875 times 50 plus 350. So y'all do that on the calculator real quick. What's 875, 8.75 times 50?
I can just calculate on my
437.
437.5, right? And then I add 350 to it. So what's my total price? 7.
700,
That's correct. That's how you did it. Okay?
That boy running.
So the next thing, right? Number 18, it says, as student council treasurer, you prepare a budget for your class rafting trip. Each large raft costs $100, and each small raft costs how much? 40. All right, so you have $1,600 to spend, and you rent 12 large rafts. Now the first thing, do we have one variable or two? Two. So what's the best formula or type of formula when you have two variables?
slow formula.
Really? Think about it now.
Slow intercept formula.
Look at the four formulas at the top.
What's slow formula?
Well, you have two variables and you got numbers in front of the variables. So which one of these, if we go back to the top,
Slow formula.
Cause we got two separate variables, correct?
Yeah.
We got the price of a large raft and the price of a small raft. So let's review. When you have two items, what's the best one to use? Which one of these look like you got two items? Standard form, right? Very good. So let's go back down. So what's the two variables?
100
100 what?
and
X plus what? 40 Y. And that's going to all equal how much? How much is it going to equal?
1,600.
1,600. Very good. So did they give you one of your variables?
and it's 12.
Huh? Very good. Which one is 12? X. So where I put 12 at?
About 100.
Very good. So I said 100 times 12 plus 40Y equals 1,600, right?
I got it.
So what's 100 times 12?
1,200.
1,200 plus 40Y equals 1,600, right? So what I do with that 1,200?
You
Subtract.
it from 6.
Very good. So I subtract the 1,200, right?
Yeah.
So 40Y equals 400.
It's 10.
And I divide both sides by 40. Y equals 10. Okay? Now, I'm not going to lie. This next problem got you, boy. I'm telling you. And it got some of y'all too. But it got me. Okay? And I'm going to show you why in a minute. Y'all write this down. And I'm going to show you how I got it.
I can use the restaurant.
No. Okay. All right. Somebody read 19.
You go in.
All right, somebody read 19.
I got it there. Omar is on a diet to lose weight.
Uh-huh.
He is losing weight at a rate of 2 pounds per week. After 6 weeks, his weight is 204 pounds. Write and solve the new equation to find how many weeks it takes Omar to reach his target.
Very good. So they gave you a point and they gave you a slope, right? Because what's your slope? 2 what?
1 equals 2.
2 pounds. Now is that 2 positive or negative?
Negative.
Negative. See, that's why I messed up. I just put a positive 2.
Maybe because he's losing it.
It's negative because he's losing it. Very good. So now, what's your point? What's your point? What's your point? How we write this? So negative 2 is my slope. All right, equals my slope, equals M. And what would my point be?
204.
Would it be 12?
No, 6 would be my X, right? And what's my Y?
204.
Very good. Okay, so that's my point, right? So I got a point and a slope, so I need to write in point slope form, right? Right. So I say what? Y minus 204 equals what? Negative 2x minus 6, right? Now I just distribute my 2, right? I distribute my 2 and what I get? Y minus 204 equals negative 2x plus 12, right? All right. Yes. Yes. All right. JBR, have a great rest of the day. You gotta go. All right, so we got plus 12. Okay? Right? And so now we just add 204. So our slope intercept form is y equals negative 2x plus 216. To solve this equation, all we gotta do is instead of y, what do we put? No, what we put instead of y to solve this? Because they asked you, how long will it take him to get how many pounds?
200.
No.
180.
So what will be my y? 180. So I say 180 equals negative 2x plus 216. I subtract 216 from both sides, right?
I got 12
Because you didn't make the two what? Negative. Okay, so I subtract 216, I get 36 equals negative 36 equals negative 2x. Divide by 2. X equals 18.
I got 21.
Okay? Oh yeah, you go, you use it. Okay? Now, the final thing, how many points they give me? How many points they give me?
18.
What points they give me? The cost of printing 200 business cards is $23. The cost of printing 500 cards is $35. Make a linear equation and see how much it costs to rent 700. So what's the equation?
Wow.
Which one is y? Remember we got input and output, right? For x and y. What's the input?
Oh, Y is 700.
Use your brain now. What's the input? What's the output?
Yeah, I'm putting 200.
The input is 200. Very good. So what's the output?
23.
23. So it'll be 200, 23, 500, 35, right? And then we put it in this, right? So it'll be 35 minus 23 over 500 minus 300. That'll equal what?
10.
What that'll equal?
10.
12, oh, excuse me, no, still over 200, I'm sorry, y'all. So that'd be 12 over 300, right? And that'll equal 1 over 25, right? Now, so my slope is 1 over 25, right? So I take that 1 over 25 and I put the formula, right? Y minus 23 equals 1 over 25 x minus 200, right? And so what's y minus 23 equals, no ma'am, come back and sit down.
I need a bag.
Sorry, you can't go, sit down.
No, I gotta use the bathroom.
Okay, so 1 over 25x, and so basically if I multiply 200 by 1 over 25, right, I'm basically dividing 200 by what? 25, right? What's 200 divided by 25? How many quarters in $2? How many quarters in $2? So what? One of the 200 divided by 25 is what? You just said it. What is it? 8. So minus 8, right? Then I add 23 to both sides. Y equals 1 over 25x plus 15. Now all I do is what? What do I substitute 700 at? For x or y? X, right? Very good. So it'd be y equals 1 over 25 times 700 plus 15, right? And really we're just dividing 700 by 25. How many quarters is $7? Not that many. If it's 8 quarters there, right? You really just multiplying the first number by what number? 4. Not 27, but 20 what? 28, right? So y equals 28 plus 15. 28 plus 15 is what? 40 what? 43. Your answer is $43. I guess the $15 is whatever the beginning fee is. Alright? So this is how you do this sheet. This is your test. Quiz 4.2. You can stop the video. Alright?